Hi everyone, my name is Kaitlyn from Sip and Dip Australia, and today I'm going to be walking you through this virtual Sip and Dip Learn to Paint class. Please keep in mind this video will obviously go a lot quicker than what it will take for you to paint this piece, so just pause and restart wherever you need to. So the first thing we're going to do is grab a lead pencil and we're going to map out our sloth a little bit. So we're going to just start with 2 lines down where our tree would be. They don't have to be perfect and you will be painting over them. Now that you've done that, we're going to draw in a circle where our sloth's head will be. Then we're going to draw in 2 lines, one where the top of his arm is, and then another line where that arm is wrapping around the tree. And if you like, you can add in that line for his leg that's wrapped around as well. And then we are going to draw in his hands, so just that oval shape with the 3 claws. And then you can also add in the details of his eyes to help you when we're doing the sloth face. You are also welcome to trace in the nose or the mouth of the sloth if you like as well, but not necessary. Alright, so now that we've got that mapped out, we're going to jump in and start with our background, the blue that is behind our sloth. So we're going to start by putting a little bit of white in that top right hand corner. We want to be putting this paint on in crisscross motions, as you can see here. And once we have plenty of that white built up, we're going to go in with our blue aqua color and do the same thing. So we want to overlap it just a little bit with that white that we've done, keeping the same motions. You might feel like you want to add in some more white to help blend that blue. If you find it's also not blending as nicely as you'd like it to, just add a little bit of water to your brush. As you are going with this process, we want to add in more blue as we get closer to our sloth, so that this is the darkest area of our background. Alright, now that we're happy with that, we're going to do the same thing on these other sections. That's our background, so above the head and then just below the head is a little bit. We're not going to add the white in first for these sections. We're just going to start with that blue, and then you can add a little bit of white in after you've got that blue to add some shading in. And then when we're happy with that, the last thing we're going to do with that blue is just put in the eyes. Now we're going to go in with our brown and do that tree that is behind our sloth. So we want to be tracing around our lines, so we don't want to paint over where the hand is or where the arm and the legs wrapping around the tree. So tracing around those lines we've already done with our brown, and then we can go back in and dab in some little bits of white to add some shading in. When we're happy with how the top of that tree is looking, we're going to take that brown and do the outside of our sloth's face. And for the inside of our sloth's face, we're going to take that brown and mix it with a little bit of white so it's a bit lighter, and we're going to do the inside. As I do this, you can see here that I trace around where the nose, the outside of the eye, and the mouth would be. We want to try and leave these blank, like so. Now with that same light brown colour, we're going to do the arm that is wrapped around the tree. And when we have that arm shape filled in, we're going to do the same thing with the leg that is wrapped around. For that little blank section between the arm and the leg, we want to put a little bit of brown on, but then we're going to add some white, so it's a very light brown blended into that section. Now the only thing that's really stopping this from looking like a sloth is it has no hair texture. So we're going to take that really light brown and start to add in those hair strokes. You want to start quite light on your brush to start with, and then push down a bit heavier as you come into the middle of your stroke, and then flick your brush out at the end. As you are doing these strokes, start to fill in some places with a couple of darker pieces, a couple of lighter pieces, as you can see here, to add a bit of dimension. We want to keep the bottom of the arm a little bit darker, so that it doesn't just look like a giant ball of fluff. When we are happy with that, we're going to take some black with some white and mix that together to create a grey. And then we're just going to pop a couple of grey pieces of hair through there as well, just to add some different colour, some different dimension to it. Now we are going to take our black and fill in that hand. We are also going to outline where the bottom of that arm is. And you're also welcome to add a couple of black pieces of hair into the fur. Now going into our final touches for our face, we're going to outline where that light circle is with black. Still using the black, we're going to create those shapes around the eyes, so just around where you have done your blue circles, and then popping the black in the middle. For that nose, we're just going to fill in the shape that we have there, that curved shape, and then just flicking it up at the top. And for the mouth, we're just filling in the shape that we have there, so he's smiling. So now we're going to take some white and we're going to do some hair-like strokes above his eyes. We're also going to take a little bit of that white and blend it just under the nose and under the eyes to give it a bit of shadowing. And then we are going to take that dark brown and add some hair-like strokes just above his nose there. When you are happy with how this is looking, you can go back and make any final changes. So I decided I wanted a few more grey pieces through my sloth. But apart from that, you are done. Thank you so much for joining me for today's virtual art class. Don't forget to post all of your creations on our social media. We love to see your pieces, and hopefully I will see you next time. Bye!